Hey Bardians, Bardic here with a quick few tips for new and old BardMains alike. We're going to start simple and get more complex as we go, so stick with me. First and foremost, Chime Spawns. Now look, I'm not going to get into nitty gritty on when exactly you should go for chimes, or how much CS each chime is effectively worth. For now, let's keep it simple. At 35 seconds, you want to be on your inner turret, so the chimes will spawn in a safe place near the jungler's first camp. Collect the chimes, rinse and repeat at a minute 25, and you're guaranteed to have it spawn close enough to be able to grab it, leash the camp, and get to lane on time. Now I want to touch on something called health and mana management. This is one of the many reasons Bard is such a difficult champ to master. It has a lot to do with trading, not just with the enemy, but amongst you and your carry. An easy way to dumb this down is to say, for healer champs, you shouldn't let your mana get higher than your health bar. More specifically with Bard, never sit on full mana. Because there's always something you can be doing with your mana, whether it's placing shrines in lane, placing them ahead of you to bait the enemy into taking them, or just throwing out cosmic bindings for easy trades. Never sit on full mana because it's really just a waste. But you don't want to sit at 0 mana either, because then you're not going to have any mana for your skills if either jungler comes or you get pushed to tower and have to help your ADC farm. The sweet spot is right around half of your mana pool. You'll have plenty of mana to use for things like your Q, W, E, and maybe even R if you hit 6, but you'll still have plenty of mana to gain when the chimes inevitably spawn close by. Ganking your own lane is a good trick to maximize leads early on or take a strong advantage of 2v1 situations. Always ping your intentions and be quick to back off if your ADC does not react. When your jungler approaches, be sure to ping the terrain where you intend to create your magical journey. Another thing to try is making yourself a breadcrumb trail, or escape route, with your shrines. A good time to do this is when you're standing in one area for a while, like while doing dragon, clearing a pink ward, or just during laning phase. Bonus tip, if you're not too familiar with using the Alt key for self-cast, try using Alt W to place shrines on yourself while traveling from one lane to another to familiarize yourself with the key combination. My final words of wisdom concern Bard's bread and butter combo, Tempered Fate into Cosmic Binding. If you've never seen someone stun an enemy right as Tempered Fate ends as Bard, then you've never really seen his true potential. But if you're having trouble doing it consistently, maybe you just need to turn up game sounds or hold yourself to a higher standard. And I'm not really joking about either of those. First of all, it's a lot easier to listen for the ending glowy sound that happens at the end of all stasis, like Zhonya's and Bard ult, and use that to tell you when to use your Q, than it is to count to 2.5 exactly and throw your Q just before then. Same goes with teleport. Just listen for the sound of teleport to end and throw your Q right before that happens. It'll be much easier than counting to 4 without making a mistake. Well, that's it for today. Hope you learned something useful to try for yourself. Questions, comments, and criticism can be left in the comments below, and will either be replied to or addressed in future videos. Thanks for watching.